So next up, man, we're gonna talk about as far as our thumbnail is concerned, man, Virtual Fighter, bro. Virtual Fighter is coming to you, and according to reports, it says that the new Virtual Fighter is just one of several new Sega current games Sega currently has in development. Now, as previously mentioned, Sega announced a new Streets of Rage, Shinobi, Crazy Taxi, Golden Axe, and Jet Set Radio at the Game Awards last year. Now, official details are slim about all these games right now, though it's widely believed that the new Shinobi is being made Lizard Cube. Now, the team behind Streets of Rage 4 and Wonder Boy and Dragon's Trap. Now, tell me about your experiences with Virtua Fighter, Boogie.
So, all right. So my experience with Virtua Fighter is I remember having it on the Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
But I used to play it on the 32X.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it was that game, and there was another game that I used to have that required the 32X. You couldn't even play the fighting game without the 32X. But Virtua Fighter was one of them. And I love that. I played Virtua Fighter all the time. Me and my brother, bro, we get into some heated Virtua Fighter exchanges, bro. And they would often become violent. You know what I'm saying? Like there is something about that game that brings out, well, at that time brought out the crazy in me, bro. I love that game, bro. I love that game. And I don't know, kind of shames me to say, like, I haven't played that game since. Mm-hmm. I think there was one that came out for the Dreamcast, though.
Yes.
That was the last one I played.
So that would be Virtua Fighter 3TB, if I'm not mistaken.
3TB.
Yeah,
Damn,
I have that.
Sound official.
That do sound official. Now, Virtua Fighter Evolution, that was one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
At the point in time when Evolution came out, I didn't give it its proper respect because it felt overly complicated to me. But when I played Virtua Fighter on Sega Genesis, because that's really when it first came out. It came out on Sega Genesis. And it was something I'm like, wow, this is different. And when the Sega Genesis Classic came out, I copped that one easy.
Oh yeah.
Virtua Fighter was on there. That was one of the staples. And honestly, Virtua Fighter is one of the best-selling points of Sega, like that and Virtua Tennis and stuff like that. So what people don't realize is that Virtua Fighter is the granddaddy of 3D fighting games. It was literally the first one.
Yeah, and for sure. But like, do you think that it can compete in the market right now with Tekken and Street Fighter, like those more established games?
So, I think so, but I think they're going to have to do some innovative things because Virtua Fighter always stood 10 toes down when it came to simplicity, but on the surface, it looked simple. It was paper, rock, scissors. You know, certain things beat certain things, but it was hand-to-hand combat. Like, it wasn't no specials like that being used, or like, you know. It wasn't none of that. It was no fireballs. It was no rage arts. It was none of that. It was like your skills against somebody
straight
else.
Hands. Yeah.
Straight hands. And every character have their own particular fighting style. So, you know.
Maybe that's what I liked about it.
Yeah.
Maybe I just like beating up somebody's ass. You know what I mean? Just beating them up. And even like in those Naruto games, like I'll use Rock Lee. Because I just like throwing hands. And even in games like Fighters, a lot of times I'll find out that I'm not even using my special attacks, that I'm just using combos after combos just because I like just using straight hands. So like, I actually do like that. But I don't, like you say though, is I feel like it would be hard for them to be competitive without it.
Yeah.
Without using different mechanics.
Yeah, Virtua Fighter, especially like the most recent one that came out was Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown, which was PlayStation only. It was on PlayStation 4, and I played that religiously. And now that I think about it, I want to play it now. And that's probably one of the sole reasons why I would never get rid of my PlayStation 4 is because of Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown being on there. The music felt
that's crazy.
Yeah, the music felt arcadey. The gameplay felt arcadey. It felt like I was in an arcade. You know, I've been playing with some of my homeboys, and I just wish it was on Steam, man. I can just play the 3D joint like that. Mm-hmm. It's definitely more complicated than people realize. Like for the Tekken people, most of the Tekken people, the new generation, they never touched Virtua Fighter. Like they don't know what Virtua Fighter is all about, and
that's
they might
crazy.
think it's crazy, right? But
that is crazy. I mean, because they didn't come out like necessarily around the same time, but like the same time era, like ish. You know what I'm saying? Like Virtua Fighter, came out in what 94?
Man, now I'm gonna have to look that up real quick. Now, Virtua Fighter franchise, like when did that come out? The very first one.
93, 94?
93, December 1993. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, first release was October 1993.
Okay, well, so Tekken, the first Tekken probably came out in like 97, 98.
Yeah, definitely when PlayStation came out, because that was one of the staples. Now, here's a tricky thing to it, right? Tekken got really their shit off of Virtua Fighter. Like
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So, like all the 3D games, Soul Calibur, Battle Arena Toshinden, Bloody Roar, Tekken, all that came from Virtua Fighter, because Virtua Fighter was the only one. It was king at that point. Like it was literally king. And
facts.
And I think so they're talking about actually doing some kind of innovations with the new Virtua Fighter, like as far as story, because it didn't have much of a story like that.
Right. They're just gonna have to reboot that bitch, and hopefully and I want new characters too.
Yeah. Along with some old ones too.
You gotta have some of the original characters in there for sure, some of the OGs. But I want new characters.
Yeah, and now with 5, it catered to a niche audience. For one, I feel like when Final Showdown came out, it was a testing ground, really, to see how much interest it was going to generate. Like Sega was paying attention. How many people was going to play this thing? And Fair. I think it got enough traction to the point like, okay, we can mass produce this now, and we can reboot it and just put it on every platform and see, except for Switch, and then see how people mess with it, see how people bang with it, because I feel like if done right, it's gonna be competitive with Tekken. And I mean, a lot of people put Tekken in the high pedestal. I mean, I'm one of them. Like Tekken 8, oh my god, Tekken 8 is ridiculous, ridiculous. But some of the elements in Tekken got it from Dead or Alive, because Dead or Alive used to knock you through walls and through buildings and shit.
Yeah, that shit was cool. And I think it would take like a almost like a gimmick like that to get them like on the forefront. In either case, I think this game will be hot when it comes out.
Yeah.
But I don't foresee it being like in that same market as Tekken.
I want it to be
in Street Fighter. I want it to be too. It'd be great,
Yeah.
It'd be great. I don't know, man. It's just. Look, the retro gaming thing is cool.
Yeah.
But I do like to see originality, man. I do like to see new games, and this will be good for the nostalgia factor and stuff like that. But like, I think that might be all for me. I think that might be all it is. I think it might just end up being like the nostalgia factor. Oh, this is cool, but like at the same time, like ain't nothing special about this shit. I'm finna hang it up because Spark and Zero coming out.
Oh no, when Spark and Zero come out, it's all bets are off. You know what I mean? But then again, it won't be out before Spark and Zero. It's gonna be out way after. I mean, they just
I guess
about
that's fair.
That's developing. Fair. You know what I mean? So I can't say it's a nostalgia factor because it's very difficult, especially in the FGC, like the fighting game space, to put out a brand new fighting game that no one's ever heard of and expect it to be on the same level as Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, or Tekken, because those are the big three at this point. So for Virtua Fighter definitely has a chance to make some waves, because I mean, how many times we played Tekken and we're on the verge of winning, and all of a sudden someone pull a rage art out their ass and then you're done.
But then again, that's all you got. You know what I'm saying? Like live. You know what I'm saying? Like NBA Live. Like ain't nobody playing that shit, but that's a whole nother option. But they got 2K. It's the same thing. It's like people just been playing the same game for so damn long. Now I almost use Madden as an example, but that's like the only like officially licensed NFL game like sim that you can play. So I guess that's not a good example. But like even then, when 2K comes out, like people are gonna have a choice and they're gonna run it. And when there's only 2 or 3 choices for like a competitive game like that, I don't know, man. But people still play like what's it called, Raging Blue? Or
Raging Blue.
Was that yeah. What's the name of that game called? It's kind of like, it was kind of like Fighters a little bit.
Oh, you talking about Rage? You talking about Xenoverse?
No. Blaze Blue.
Blaze Blue. Okay, Blaze Blue.
And that people still play that competitively. You know what I'm saying? People still play Marvel vs. Capcom competitively. So like, I don't know, man. I think having a new fighter, with new mechanics, that aren't like overly complicated. Like, what was that DC one that came out?
You talking about Injustice? Yeah, but that phased out. Though after Justice.
Well, that shit is complicated as fuck. But so is
Virtua Fighter though. Like if you go in that tutorial in Virtua Fighter, it's so much shit that's in there. It make your head spin. You like, wait a minute. I thought it was just punch, kick, and hold.
Well, no, there you go. Well, there you go.
That what makes it overly complicated because there's counters for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to figure that thing out. So I think Virtua Fighter will be in one or two categories. I think it's going to be in the mainstream, or it's going to be niche. And I'm more leaning towards it's going to be mainstream, which leads me to this now, because I know we didn't talk about it, but Fatal Fury is coming back. Like I seen the gameplay of Fatal Fury, and that shit is nuts. That shit is nuts. And it's a 2D fighter. How now would it make some waves? Because this is like the Fatal Fury hasn't come out since like the early 2000s. Like Garu, Mark of the Wolves, and a lot of people saying that like between that and Third Strike, that's like one of the best 2D fighters around. So to have Fatal Fury, like not King of Fighters, but Fatal Fury out there, that can also make some waves too, because I've seen some gameplay and it looks crazy. So
yeah, that can make some waves. I guess any game really has a potential to be big. You know what I mean? I could be completely wrong, but I just feel like it just kind of shows, like the market shows like something is working.
Mm-hmm.
Fans tend to stick to it. They get options. They get curious. They want to play these games. And then when they get these games, it's cool. But like when the next iteration of Tekken or Street Fighter comes out, that shit is left in the dust, man. People are going to continue to play Street Fighter. People are going to continue to play Tekken because like even after this relaunch, are they going to continue to start pumping out Virtua Fighters?
I think so. Depends on how
I don't know.
It depends on how the success is. Now, when it gets released, there's going to be no other Street Fighter game coming out, no other Tekken coming out. Like, there was a gap between Tekken 7 and 8. So don't count for a Tekken 9 coming out. You're going to be looking for new characters and shit. Street Fighter 6, you damn sure ain't looking for a Street Fighter 7. And so, and Mortal Kombat, I wouldn't say it's on a thin thread, but
it is though. A little low key. That shit is like people getting a little bit tired of that shit, right?
Right. So it's kind of like it's getting there. I mean, if you look at the big three, Mortal Kombat's at the bottom.
No doubt.
Like it's at the bottom. So they're gonna have to do something. I mean, you could very easily do. I say this, but you could very easily do a Marvel vs. Capcom game, but like make it like Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Like you fill that shit
2D?
up.
2D, yeah.
You make it 2D.
I agree.
You put it in that frame, those sprites or whatever. But as far as Virtua Fighter, as far as gameplay and how complicated that game is and how it really is a chess game, it definitely is direct competition with Tekken. And even then, they did collabs. Like,
I
they
do
did
remember
Tekken
those
skins. Yeah, they did Tekken skins. So it's not like they're, we hate you, that kind of thing. But
It's not. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're a Tekken player, you think you about to do the same shit on Virtua Fighter? Nah. Don't bring that. Don't bring that over.
Nah, don't come over here with that bullshit.
No, because you're gonna get ring out.
Someone's gonna.
They got ring out.
Yeah, but you know what? Like if just for the sake of the argument, or just for the sake of the conversation.
Yeah.
If Mortal Kombat was to fall off of that list in top 3, who would take the place of that?
Fatal Fury. This is my thought. Fatal Fury. As far as a 2D fighter, Fatal Fury. I mean, now when how can I say this? Mortal Kombat is not going anywhere, but as far as like the sales of it, it's not going to be as good as Street Fighter or Tekken.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And would you call Tekken a 2D fighter either?
No, Tekken is 3D all day.
Yeah.
Tekken 3D all day. Like, not, you know.
So what do you think about the Ultimate Ninja franchise then? You don't think that would creep up, because that shit is getting increasingly more popular?
Ultimate Ninja. You talking about Naruto?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I can't say that.
No?
I would say Naruto is niche. Here's my beef with like arena, like anime fighters, right?
Yeah.
The 2 best franchises is Dragon Ball and Naruto when it comes to video games. Everything else is bullshit. Like,
yeah, I hate that too.
It's bullshit.
And they're all like clones of the same shit, I feel like too.
It is. Like when Jujutsu Kaisen came out, that video game came out, so many refunds for that game. Like, soon they played it, I'm like, yo, what is this? You remember Jump Force when it came out? You remember?
Bro, that shit hurt my heart, bro. I had the highest expectations for Jump Force. I did too.
But low key, I did kind of enjoy it though. I ain't gonna hold you. Low key, I kind of did, mainly because of the characters I've been playing with. It was the fanfare. And
yeah.
I learned about Ryo Saba, like the City Hunter. I learned about him, and then I ended up watching his anime. You know, not all the way through, but I ended up watching his anime. I'm like, oh, this is where this is from. I have Jump Force still. I went somewhere and bought it just for like a novelty item. But these developers are so greedy, but wants to do the bare minimum, because like, oh, we're gonna slap Jujutsu Kaisen on here because Mofo's gonna buy it because it says JJK on it.
Yep.
And that's what happened. And then Jump Force. Oh, we got all your favorite shonen characters on here. But they added characters like a mofo. They added characters like a mofo in that game, bro. They was adding stuff like every other week, it feels like. But still, they shut the servers down.
But still.
The servers go.
Like throwing the garbage.
Like Diddy. Shut the studio down. Yeah, but, you know, he going to jail.
He out of here, bro. He's out of here.
He's out of here, pal.
Yikes, bro. Yo, that man is out.
Yikes.
That man is out of here, bro.
Like, yikes.
Yikes.
It's tragedy, man.
Hell nah. That is tragic, bro.
It's tragic.
You know.
Now, there's another